But guys, we have like I said, our guest tonight. We have Steve on. He's going to be coming on here in just a second. So any of you that have grown up in the St. Louis area that obviously, I mean, have listened to music should know of who the Urge are by this time.
I mean, St. Louis staple.
We love them.
Right. Every single person that I've talked to about Steve has just said nothing but great things about him. So let's get him on. What do you guys say?
I'd love it.
I think we should do it.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Can you hear
How
us?
you doing?
Steve.
Good. How are you?
Steve, how's it going?
Good, good.
Good.
Man, hey, thanks for coming on, man. This podcast we started during the quarantine, and we've been getting out to a lot of people in the St. Louis area, and we figured who better to have on than a local St. Louis legend himself, Steve Ewing.
How about that?
Yeah.
Man, baby. You're the man.
So you got myself, Kyle. You have Nick beside me, and then Mark, who actually you've been in communication with as well too. So
how's it going, Steve?
Of course, yeah. I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. We're doing great. We're having a good time. We just actually had some nostalgia and opened up an entire pack or a deck or a set, I should say.
A whole set.
36 packs of 91, 92 NHL hockey cards.
That's what we do on this show.
Yeah.
Man.
What we're doing.
Yeah, you know?
Why not?
Did
Go
you
back a
did you
little
collect
old school.
any hockey cards, baseball cards whenever you were a kid?
I did. I did not.
The man was
It
focused on
wasn't my
music.
thing, and they were like, and that was it. It was the whole thing. It was music.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
How
That's
come they
cool.
didn't have music
Cards.
I don't know. That's
you
a
know
good
what?
question.
That's a great question.
like Rockstar cards? I would have collected that.
That
That's
probably
a
would have been
great
pretty cool,
question.
especially you throw some signed ones in there from people. That would have been neat.
That's actually
Yeah.
a good idea.
That would have been
Yeah.
a good
Turn
idea.
back time and do this.
We should,
Maybe
man.
we should just do it ourselves.
They had garbage pail cards. They had
I know
the
they had,
stupidest
right,
stuff.
They had a
like-
lot of dumb stuff. They could have done music cards. Why not? You know?
Right.
That's the truth, man. Well, hey, so Steve, we got some questions for you, man. We've been really looking forward to talking with you tonight. We know that you have the hot dog place that's going right now.
Yeah.
That I actually watched the thing you did on the Rizzuto show where you had talked about it, where you'd actually said that you almost had to close it down. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, no, we had two shops. We had one in an area called The Hill, which you guys know.
Yep.
Right.
And then we have one in Tower Grove East. We closed the one on The Hill with the idea that we would do the whole operation just at Tower Grove.
Okay.
But things kind of went a little sour, so we decided to close the shop, actually. So we did close for about 3 weeks. And then I was able to grab a partner and some investors to get back open. So we opened again in March.
Awesome. And then, of course, all the craziness and whatnot happened, and then
Right.
you guys were able to kind of carry through with just the pickup orders, right?
Yeah, so we really were able to kind of stay on our feet and toes, largely in part. One of my partners is a brilliant marketing person, so she was really able to kind of put together a whole online suite, so it was seamless, so people could order the food online or through Postmates and stuff.
Nice.
Cool.
And we kept on, stayed on top of things, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's tough to do considering the times. I mean,
Right.
when you're in,
been a
especially
tough
when you're in a
thing
tough position
yeah.
already, you know. So shout out to you for
Support
Yeah,
your
so you
local
gotta move
places for
quickly.
sure.
Yeah.
You got to have that mind, that willingness to just say, well, things are going to change every day
Yep.
Right.
now, because no one knows what to do in this situation. So.
Right. Right.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yep.
Well, hey, we have one person here actually used to be in a band himself. I believe, Nick, did you actually play a show with Steve
I
back
might
in
have
the day?
Did
opened
you
for
really?
Steve at one point.
He actually
in my
opened for
life,
you.
You know, with the old Mill Stock. I don't know if you remember Mill Stock.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
How can you forget Mill Stock?
So,
We did Millstock a couple of times.
Yeah, there was a couple of years. Nice carnival out there in Millstadt, Illinois. But yeah,
Yeah.
we opened for
Yeah.
the old Steve Ewing band a couple of times, man. Such good times. You're such a good dude.
Yeah.
Awesome
the
meeting you,
Remedy?
picking your brain. Yeah, I played drums in a weird little band called Remedy back in the day. But
I remember Remedy, yeah.
yeah, man, we
There
had
you
some
go.
communication with you, man. It was awesome, and it was always cool picking your brain and talking to you after shows. And yeah, man, those are the days.
So wasn't Cleet you guys' agent or something
Cleet,
like that? Or
that
your
was
manager?
that was Escape. We're friends with Escape. We were the other band. So Escape, yeah, Escape.
Gotcha.
And a couple of those dudes went on to join Old Salt Union. I don't know if you know about them, but they're so sick.
I do,
Bluegrass,
yeah.
Man, they're awesome. But yeah, man, memories, man.
So let me ask you a question, because you've been through a lot of stuff. See, I mean, you've been doing music. Your band started what, in like the late '80s? It was.
Yeah, 87.
87. So you've probably done your fair share of shows around and this and that. I've got to ask you, what was the craziest show that you've performed? Whether it be that just something absolutely off the walls happened, or just something happened with fans, or you name it. What's the craziest show you can remember?
I don't know if I would call it the craziest, but one of the most interesting shows we did was The Urge and Public Enemy.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And we did it at Mississippi Nights, and it was people went absolutely nuts, and
Man.
it just was a crazy mix.
Yeah.
PE fans and Urge fans. It was like 50-50. So
That's wild.
It seems like two groups that would come together though and have a hell of a party at a concert though.
No kidding.
it was like some of them came together and some of them didn't.
Yeah. It also went bad too.
Man, it was a little nutty. Yep.
Mississippi Nights, there were some wild shows there. My buddy used to bounce back in the early days of the Urge and told me about a gas station you guys played at in the 80s. He said he remembered seeing the craziest shows at the old gas station. He forgot the name, but I don't know if you even know if you remember. But he said the 80s and the gas station where he said that was the place to be. Man, you guys were killing it.
We played pretty much anywhere that we could set up. We played a lot of seriously, we played a lot of basement parties.
Yeah.
A lot of VFW halls. Because we weren't necessarily the band that the bars would book, back then. So we played anywhere we could.
I see.
There you go.
Well, I mean, you got to take, at that time when you're passionate about what you do, you got to take the gigs where you can to try to get yourself more known.
Hopefully those little places had strong walls because
get out there and play.
The Urge came to blow the walls off.
Yeah,
for sure,
no, definitely. I went back and listened. Go ahead.
And they're fun. Them gigs are fun.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Yeah, a lot of fun at those, I'm sure.
Them parties are crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
No doubt.
I did some. I bounced back and went on Spotify today and actually just started listening to a bunch of your old hits from the Urge and whatnot, and it made me feel young again. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
it gave me a flashback to back then.
Between listening to the Urge today and opening hockey cards, I'm like, man,
I think I was at a stoplight.
Childhood.
4 letters and 2 words came on. It's like the very beginning where it's like, ah! And it's like some lady looked at my car when it first came on. I had it like volume 30, probably scared the hell out of her.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, Steve, I got to ask, being a musician yourself, who would you say was an influence to you as an artist kind of coming up?
Probably like the first band that I was really, really, really into was Earth, Wind & Fire.
Okay.
It was a big old band,
Yeah.
I thought that was cool, and then I started getting into cats like Prince and Rick James and them guys, and then as I got older, I started listening to more rock music, and so I started getting into Bad Brains and The Police.
Bad Brains is so good. Bad Brains
and that
is so
kind of
good.
stuff, whatever. So U2 was another big one for us, and so we got a lot of mix of stuff coming up, like in the early '80s, especially. Things were kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
And so it was like you could, there was a lot of really killer music coming out early 80s.
Yeah, definitely.
No.
Definitely. I saw I was looking into some stuff that you did. I think it was like 6 years ago on the Rizzuto show. You did a cover of Tempted that was just fantastic, an acoustic cover of Tempted. So I can tell that you go back and listen to some of those classic songs and whatnot. And I got to tell you, man, your rendition of it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
I've got to hear it up in person, and it is fantastic.
Yeah,
it's very
definitely.
Good.
And you've played a couple of Mark's birthday parties.
I've got to see Steve and have him come over a few times. We've had some backyard parties. I know he's pissed at me for how hot it is. He's like, man, why don't you do this when it's not so damn hot? But for some reason, it always falls in.
That's how we do it.
We try our best. We're like putting fans out, and it's
St.
just
Louis
like
summer, baby.
miserable, humid. But Steve always shows up and puts on a great show. So everyone's always excited to see Steve. That's for sure.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that's really
Those parties were fun too. man. That was cool.
Absolutely.
it's cool to hear about your early influences. Your funk, obviously, you dug the funk early, and you moved on to rock. What do you listen? What do you listen to today? What are you digging on like right now?
Yeah, what new age stuff, I guess.
Man.
A lot of good stuff out there.
I can never answer that question.
Loaded
It's
question,
Like,
I
it's
know.
like,
That's a tough one.
no, it's not. Because I'm listening to stuff, but then the brain just freezes up.
Yeah, yeah. I understand. There's
What-
a lot of goodness. It's hard to pick.
What am I listening to now? I mean, like, hell. What's that? What's the band? Man. The song I'm Human.
We put you on the spot now.
Sorry about that. But
Yeah, so
you like so do you still dig funk? Do you still like the new age funk? Do you listen to anyone? You like Lettuce? You like any of that dirty funk Soul Live?
oh, dude, I love Lettuce.
Yes.
There you go.
I love Lettuce.
Thank you.
There you
That is,
go.
you've been talking about other people
Hell
like
yeah.
Galactic as well
Yeah.
too.
Galactic, yeah.
Talk.
Yeah, these
Yeah,
new
Wolfpack. It's really cool.
Wolfpack. There you go,
go.
man. Wolfpack is where it's at. Yeah, that's some of the newer
Cool
stuff I've been
stuff.
digging on too, man. Glad to hear you say that.
Yeah.
Dude,
So yeah, so all that stuff, like we're always kind of listening to that. Yeah.
That's sick. That's
Yeah.
sick. Those guys are
I
awesome.
was gonna say, man, listening to some of the stuff that you've done. I mean, we just had lost one of my iconic music people listening to growing up was Bill Withers. Man, he just passed away this past year, and I think that there's some of his songs that you would be able to just absolutely nail as well.
Yeah, that was tough losing Bill. That one was really tough.
Right.
It's been such a big part of what I've listened to, and we do a couple Bill Withers songs when we play out.
Do you?
But yeah, we grew up on Bill Withers, and he's just one of them artists where you didn't really hear a bunch of dumb stuff from.
Right.
He just made a lot of killer music, and you know, at one point he stopped playing music or playing live, but he made such killer music and a ton of it.
And it's lasted the test of time.
Yeah,
You know.
it really has.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I
just-
still listen to it to this day. I mean, I have it on my Spotify
yeah.
playlist.
Sorry, that was-
I listen to it pretty
Oh
frequently.
yeah.
You know, what songs do you play actually by his? I'm curious.
We play Ain't No Sunshine,
Oh, that's a good one. That's a
and
great
we
cover.
also play Grandma's Hands too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grandma's Hands is good. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Use Me. That's got a little funky sound to it too. I think you guys could do like a version of Use Me as well.
Yeah. I've done that with a few other artists on occasion. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just like I said, you can see an artist and you can kind of put someone else's music with them and just know that they would be good at that. I just have that feeling with you that you would just be able to knock that out of the park as well too. So that's cool. I'm glad to hear that you guys do a couple of them and you actually looked up to him because he is, like I said, one of those guys like just with his music and he tells stories, you know, with his words and it was just an enjoyable thing from start to finish and even just the melodies and everything that he used in his song. So
Absolutely.
rest in peace, Bill Withers, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, go ahead,
Yeah,
Nick.
so we're hopping around a little bit here, but bringing it back to the old school days when you guys were like doing the heavy touring, man. You guys were touring with some craziness there. All the big hitters in the '90s, right? 311, Korn, Incubus, all these fools, man.
Yeah.
Like, how was that? How was touring with these bands? Any wild stories? Were they cool? Were they dicks? I mean, what you know, little
all
dirt.
had, we were all coming up at the same time.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
So we're all rising up at the same time. So we felt like a little small clan of bands that were outside the normal realm, trying to find our way up.
Yeah.
And so we all just became really good friends. And the reason why you saw us bands out on the road a lot together is because we had the same agent.
Okay.
I see.
Okay.
Like us and Korn and Incubus were on Immortal Records.
Immortal Records,
There
sure.
you go.
So you basically had these three bands on one label. So our agencies and labels would put us together. So we could kind of roll as a package. And then 311 were just a friend of ours that we had played so many shows with. And then we ended up getting on their agency.
Sweet.
And even doing more shows with. And then Fishbone joined the agency, and the Funk Junkies, and the Two Skinny Jays.
Yeah,
and
Two Skinny Jays. Love. No,
so
reminds
it was a ton of us. It was about 7 or 8 of us in that clan of bands that toured together a lot. And then we just played with everyone else as well. So during the 90s, there was so many festivals and there was so much touring. Like you could say a band,
It was so good.
like, oh yeah, we played shows with them, so we just played a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, dude.
Right.
I mean, that's perfect mix of bands to have in your little group too, man. All you guys
Absolutely.
kicked ass. We're so awesome. Speaking about
Yeah.
311, when you worked with Nick Hexum on Jump Right In.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 311.
Classic.
We grew up with 311, man. That next to the Urge and 311 were like just all I jammed my whole childhood,
Yeah.
man. No doubt. So when I heard Nick Hexum on Jump Right In, I was like, this is dope. That like the Urge really knows 311. I was like mind blown. I was like, whoa.
He was a trooper too, man. We were in the studio and we pulled him. We pulled him off the road to track that.
Oh wow.
So we were in Reno, Nevada, and I think 311 was in Fresno, and I had about 90% of the lyric written and the melody, and we just needed a hook. So he's like, "Well, I got something."
Wow.
So we picked him up,
And that's how it
And he
came
just came
together.
in
That's how
with
it
that.
came.
and then we kind of went over it after we drove 3 hours to Fresno and back, and then hit it in the morning, and then we put him back on the road. But
That's awesome.
Dude.
yeah, he was
cool.
he was a trooper, man. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Worked out pretty damn well.
Yeah, I'd
Well,
say
hey,
that worked out.
Real quick before Nick gets to his next question, we have a couple people that are listening with us. My friend Andrew Rice says that the lyrics to Too Much Stereo are amazing. It's one of his favorites. Also, Mike has a memory of you and Nick and him trying to fight their way to the front of the pit at the pageant.
Sure, man.
Whenever you had a show there as well.
Your holiday shows are legendary. It actually leads me
really
to my
are.
next question about letting the local bands open for you during these shows, man. That is just the
That's pretty
dopest
solid, man.
thing, man. You know they're sold out. You know it's so much exposure for these bands. And that show in particular was the show Logic opened for you. And me and Mike, man,
Oh, yeah.
we fell in love with them that day. I still rock those CDs.
That's awesome.
That's another amazing band. It's kind of like, well, we've been building these shows for forever, for a couple decades.
Yeah.
So it's not like we have to like go looking for particular bands to try to sell more tickets.
Sure, you're
The
fine.
idea is to try to entertain
Right.
the audience. So we want to just see some kick-ass local music. So
Yeah.
we're not always plugged into what's happening all the time. So if we do, run across some band that's kicking ass in St. Louis, we definitely want them to play.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
So
Very
we've
cool.
definitely found out about a lot of great local bands who need exposure, who don't get enough through you and through you letting them open for you guys. So
That's really cool, man.
we've always
Yeah.
appreciated
Yeah.
that, man. That's super awesome.
So that's solid. That is solid, man. I agree with you. I mean,
And yeah, Logic, man, great show. That was what a friggin' night that was. I'll never
Logic.
forget that night.
Yeah.
Urge and Logic. That was Thanksgiving or Christmas or one of the holidays. Hold
Yeah,
on.
I think it was Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
Good memory.
What else you got, Nick?
Whoa, man, a lot of stuff. I mean, so I read a little bit something. You got a documentary on your life in production, possibly right now.
That was like something we had. There was a film company that was really wanting to do that, but the production just fell short. So
Through. Damn,
we have a
sorry.
ton of footage, and
Really
we
interesting.
got about
man.
a year's worth of footage, but the production fell through. So it's something that possibly
Could still happen.
Could still happen.
Keep it in the tank.
could happen.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, I'm personally not 100% into the idea of making a documentary about myself.
Yeah, how was it? A little intrusive, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, were you like, hey, man, this is a little too much?
Yeah. Yeah. So if they decide they really want to continue doing that, that's fine. But
Sure.
it wasn't a priority for me.
It would be really interesting for sure. But then I think about it. I mean, we're here talking. We're learning everything about you now, man. I mean,
Yeah.
all the good stuff.
Sure.
Seemed pretty interesting to
Yeah,
me.
your
All the
life's
good
an open
stories,
book,
so-
man. So
Absolutely.
We,
Sure.
Yeah, that was a question I had.
Yeah,
but,
we appreciate you talking with us again, Steve. We really do.
Yes, we do.
Oh yeah, man. Yes.
We were spreading the word around to some of our friends and whatnot. We were excited. We're like, we got Steve Ewing coming on for an interview tonight, and every person that I talk to that has either been to a show of yours or is a fan of yours or has even met you at one point in time have just been saying that you're like the nicest guy.
God,
So,
I love Steve.
Yeah,
I was getting messages. Are you really having Steve on? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, Steve's. At least, I plan on having Steve on. But yeah,
So
everyone's really excited.
Really, really cool to sit
They
here
have
and
you
talk
on.
with you. And I know Nick is
Absolutely.
really excited too because
Man,
he's
so awesome talking. I love music is my life. I've loved music since I was a kid, since I can remember, and just I loved you. I loved the Urge. We loved it all, man. This is an awesome moment. Some other stuff you want to talk about? How about this bodybuilding thing, man? What's going on with this, bro?
Jeez.
Yeah, that was. I've been, for the most part, throughout my adult life, I've tried to stay fit.
Sure,
you know,
yeah. I've done the exact opposite. I'm doing a great job.
Whoops.
And the baby is not helping because I don't have time to eat. Opposite
trust me,
way.
I went through the dad phase big time. Yeah,
Just try to find something in the cabinet
so-
to eat while he's not screaming.
dude, right?
There's cookies in here.
Yeah, so it's something I always was fascinated with, especially as a kid, because I grew up on, watching Arnold Schwarzenegger on TV and
Oh yeah.
Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk and all that. And those guys made the sport cool. There was like two or
They
three of them. It was
definitely
like,
did.
oh my God, look at this. They became movie stars. So as a kid, I was fascinated with it. As an adult, I'm like, oh, it's cool. I can't do that. And then I have some friends who do it, like on the amateur level, and they're like, dude, you should do it. You know what I mean? So they convinced me, and the training is not much different from what I would do to get ready to go on a tour. You know what I mean? Like to prepare to go on the road. We train and try to get our diets together and stuff like that. So it's not that much different. Except I'm just wearing a one piece.
Yeah. A bit revealing.
right.
I'm wearing that. But yeah, so it was, and it was. Trust me, it was the first time I did it. I felt extremely nervous, and I'm like, wow, I haven't felt like this. I can't remember the last time I felt like just completely like scared shitless, and so I'm like, this is exactly what I need to get me out of my element, something that I've done before, and it's really challenging. So
yeah, I have a friend that did the same thing. Yeah, I have a friend that did the same thing. She got into those shows and was actually doing the same thing, and she was real nervous at first, and then now she does it very frequently. Actually, she enjoys it.
So Steve, you pretty much live a fit, healthy lifestyle. You're just taking it to the next level now, right? Basically with body.
Yeah, so it's just.
Yeah, continue. Sorry.
No, so one time a year, like these days, I'm trying to compete, like once a year, and it gets you focused on just kind of getting your health together. And as I get older, it becomes more and more important, and it also gets me conditioned for when we get into the summer season for shows and concerts, and we're playing a lot. It keeps me in shape, because we do play a lot, especially in the summer. I'm doing probably like 15 shows a month, you know what I mean? Or more sometimes.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So, I break a sweat tying my shoes right now, so I can only imagine, because you bring energy even when, you're playing at my house and everyone's just like, man, Steven's like, he sounds so good and he's like into it. I'm like, yeah. I'm tired getting out of the lawn chair watching you play. So I got lots of work to do and keep up with that baby. It's going to be tough. That's for sure.
Is legendary.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Steve. This is actually kind of funny because talking about like your personal fitness and whatnot. I mean, for a guy that owns a place that sells hot dogs and burgers and mac and cheese, you
Big
guys
fan
just
of
added.
Yeah.
So how hard is it for you to obviously be running a business that serves these things, and then you got to like kind of keep it to a minimum to a certain extent.
I plug it in. So in other words, like it's part of my lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just try to keep it in check. But I like the food I serve is plugged into my lifestyle. So
Sure.
I just try to keep it in check.
Okay.
And
In moderation.
In moderation, and that's hard to do with anything. You know.
Do you still have that Philly cheesesteak dog? Is that still available?
We don't have that one, but we now have a bacon cheeseburger dog.
Oh my God!
Which is,
I think I just gained 5 pounds hearing it. It sounds so good, though.
Well, let's say that, Steve, you deviate off of your plan and you do go to have a hot dog, you being the owner of a place that, specializes in selling hot dogs.
Absolutely.
What's your hot dog go-to?
I either get the bacon Jamaican or I'll get the Gorilla mac and cheese dog.
Okay.
Gorilla mac and cheese. I know it's very
looks
popular.
Lately my cheat is the double mac and cheese burger.
Ooh.
I haven't had a burger
fantastic.
yet, but I'm going to have a burger.
If I'm going out, I'm going down. I'm going down.
I've been going down for 14 years.
If you're gonna do it big, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's funny.
I got to get me a burger from there. I've definitely done the hot dogs, but I got to try the burgers. That's for sure.
And then
the burgers are the smoky 3rd pound burgers with a lot of the same toppings, like with mac and cheese and bacon and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Sounds locale. I'm in.
yeah, it sounds delicious. I think I'm gonna have to check it out.
I'm ready to go.
With the 4th of July just right around the corner, the big thing for around that time is the hot dog eating contest. Do you actually throw your own hot dog eating contest down at the shop?
We do. We usually will hold ours in the fall. It's called the Feast of Flames, and it's about how many of the super ghost pepper hot dogs we make.
Oh my God!
So,
dude, ghost
it
pepper.
hurts. Yeah,
That's
it hurts.
intriguing.
Man.
That sounds like it hurts.
I'm a little scared just doing the ghost pepper.
Yeah, I think that's
Considering I
what's
had a jelly bean and couldn't stop going to the bathroom.
I ruined
stop
these
drinking
guys
water.
with hot jelly beans a few shows ago, and that's
Yeah.
you guys be wrecked.
So we do that. We usually do ours in the fall. This year, I think we're going to do a small one around National Hot Dog Day, which is the 22nd or 23rd or something like that of July.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have a small contest then, and then we're going to do our big contest in late fall.
I think that you might have 3 people coming down to be contestants in your
Might
contest
be
later in
a
July.
real possibility.
I always have a nice little. I usually do $150 for the winner.
Okay.
So it's always nice little cash pot. And
There we go.
sit there and see if you can
You
keep yourself from dying.
spend that in
Yeah.
Zantac when you're done.
Now, we've been talking about having some fun and maybe doing a hot dog eating contest just to promote our small podcast that we've been doing to have some fun with it too.
Yeah.
So if we end up doing that, then we
yeah.
absolutely know where we're coming to.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That'll
The
be
ghost
fun.
pepper dog might be
might
a
leave
different
those off.
scenario. We might go to just a
My
regular dog.
My
but-
stomach is just making noises. Ghost pepper dog. I'm like, oh.
It's awesome the area you guys are in too, man. You guys go over to Tower Grove and get in there and rent out the pavilion and have big
Yeah.
parties or anything.
We do a lot of catering events in the park. So up until this year with COVID, but typically we're in the park like once or twice a week catering events over there. So it's really cool being that close.
So
Yeah.
close. Love
Because
that
people
part.
can just package us with the pavilions. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, man, we need to. There's been too many music festivals and things canceling because of the COVID and whatnot. And I was talking with Nick earlier today, and I was saying, man, with everything that's going on and everybody that's canceling, and we should try to put together some sort of small little music festival just to hold people over since everybody's canceling.
Yeah, I mean,
I know they have that little stage
cool.
at JB Park. I think that maybe that can
that's
be
a cool
rented out.
stage. I'm
Maybe
sure
we
you
can-
played that.
Cool.
Maybe we can have some bands come and play up there, and then have some of your hot dogs out there as well too to kind of promote that as
Oh,
well. I think
yeah.
that would be a good time.
I think we're all just
down.
itching to get the hell out and see some live
Right.
music.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
Right.
Any reason
Everybody
to get
needs to
out.
get out of their house right now.
Right,
you
that-
know?
I agree.
Yeah.
The quarantine and mental
You
health is a
know.
serious thing.
It's very serious. So right now I'm doing a show next Thursday
Oh,
at the Powerplex. It's one of those drive-in shows with the Steve Ewing band.
Looks
Oh,
awesome.
okay.
Yeah,
So it's us and another band from St. Louis called Hounds. Hounds is playing with us, and then they show a movie afterwards. So they show the Blues Brothers.
And the
But they
Blues
show-
Brothers.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
you go out to the
Very cool.
Powerplex,
But,
you drive in. July 2nd is the date on that. You got the Steve Ewing band.
Yeah.
You have opener Hounds, and you got the Blues Brothers movie showing after it's all over. It sounds like
Check
an
it out.
amazing evening.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely.
Allen's is another kick-ass band. They're from St. Louis.
They're local too.
In fact, they're local and they just signed a record deal. So I think they're on MTA Records or
What kind of sound? What kind of sound are they?
they are. It's kind of. I don't want to use the word Americana, but huge harmonies. Like there's two brothers in the band, and like I said, there's sometimes 4-part harmony with them guys.
I love that.
Wow.
Like folky style, folk
harmony.
type.
It's kind of got a folk feel to it.
You do love that. Those guys can harmonize like a mofo, though, man.
Kind of like a rock Beatles-ish sound sometimes too.
Cool.
So
I like the sound.
Dig that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Check out Hounds.
it's really really good. And they've been doing some stuff with the Urge over the past like 4 years as well. So, and they're doing the show with me. And if you see those guys, you'll be thoroughly impressed. They're dope.
That's awesome.
All right.
Can't wait to
Cool,
listen to
man.
them.
Yeah.
Definitely. Good shout out on that. Nick, what else you got, man? I know you got to line up a slew of questions over here.
You know, I've just been running through them, man. I'm running low here. I
Steve,
noticed
if we're wearing you out now,
man.
you
Yeah,
let us
if
know
we're-
as well.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a busy man, so
But all I had left here was just we see you as the Urge, we see you as the Steve Ewing band, but when you come play these intimate shows solo,
Yeah.
you and a guitarist is how I've seen you. I think the last few times I've been that drunk guy at the front of the bar screaming, "Play closer, play closer." That's been
Right.
that's usually me. So, but I always see it just there with the guitar player. You used to have Adam. It used to be just Steve and Adam, but you got
Steve and Adam,
a new guitar player now, I think.
Yeah, his name is Trent.
Trent.
Adam moved to LA for a while, and then so I had another guy, Trent, come in, and he and I have been playing for a few years now.
So it was Adam left a little bit ago. Yeah, that was cool. I heard on those acoustic things actually recently with Rizzo. He sounds like you guys sounded really good.
Yeah. No, it sounded like
We
he
have,
picked right up where the other guy left off.
Yeah,
so.
without a doubt.
Yep.
and I've had Steve over multiple times, and it's been any chance you get to run into him. I think I saw you down at the brewery. You were doing a show down there, and it's just like happy.
Yeah, we did the thing outside. Yeah.
Yeah, happy, upbeat, love it, good mood, positive vibe, and that's everybody loves to hear that. It just puts you in a calm, peaceful place, in a happy place, and seeing Steve.
I mean,
can
that's what
definitely
you
do
go
that.
see live music for.
That's really
Yeah,
it. It just does it.
absolutely. Absolutely.
You do a great job of it. That's for sure.
The energy you've brought to us, man, is indescribable.
Well,
Absolutely.
Well, you can't forget about the
Thank you.
energy that he also brings to now the blues games.
Oh yeah.
So we haven't talked about that real
Oh
quick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. How did that come about with you doing the
goal
collab
song.
and doing the goal song
goal
for the St.
song.
Louis Blues?
Yeah, because a lot of other cities already have like goal songs. We didn't have anything that had like a rock feel to it.
Right.
So the blues organization was like, well, we want a goal song that we can call our own. We want to have one of our own bands from the city do it.
That's cool. I love it.
So they gave us some kind of ideas on what they were looking for, and then we gave them about 5 ideas, some stuff that we came up with, and they picked that one.
Okay.
And it was cool. 'Cause it's like, okay, cool. This is great. It'll be something new. We know the fans are gonna be like kind of pissed off at first.
You got to get used to things, right? I guess.
I'm not gonna lie to
You
you,
gotta
man.
get used to it.
I'm one of those diehard hockey fans. I've been to a lot of games, and whenever they incorporate new things, sometimes I am one of those guys that's like, "What are we doing here?" But the second that I heard that song was like, "Hell yeah! It's
Dude,
about time
it's
we
a-
finally got a goal song."
It's a chant.
Right.
It's an anthem.
It is an
it's
anthem.
like
and it sounds
We
it
love
sounds
it.
great, man. So I look forward to. I'm gonna ask you. I mean, how has it been in your life with being no sports? I mean, obviously you have to be some sort of fan if you helped collaborate to put a
right.
song for the goal song for the Blues. I would imagine you're a
Yeah,
Cardinals
it's
fan
just-
coming up in the area.
Big time Cardinal fan, and just not having sports is a big kind of a letdown.
Right.
It's such a part of a lot of people in St. Louis. Sports is a part of our life. You know what I mean? So
Right.
for sure.
it's just a
Absolutely.
big
That's for
letdown. You know what I
sure.
mean? It's just like, damn,
Yeah.
And then the other part that sucks is we don't have any youth sports either.
Right.
So a lot, and I have a teenager who's an athlete, and so the kids didn't get to play sports either this year. So
Yeah,
right.
it's kind of a big
Sucks.
letdown altogether.
It's holding a lot of people back. I know we have Jimmy, a fan of ours that actually tunes into the show. His daughter is actually a hell of a
Great goalie in
in
soccer.
soccer,
Yeah.
and I know that was holding her back from practice and other things
Traveling
as well
overseas
too. And,
to go play and stuff too.
yeah, playing at a high level,
Quarantine,
and she
the
got held
COVID,
back because of the whole
this thing
COVID thing.
sucks.
So yeah, it's definitely getting in the way of a lot of people's plans. But
Now parents have to adjust because the kids aren't in school, and it's
because they're not in school or camps, and so
right.
parents having to
the
really
dominoes
adjust,
fall. Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
No, I agree, man, and it's been different for everybody. So I mean, with the sports not being there, that's one thing.
It's
And
tough.
I mentioned earlier, the whole mental health thing has been huge. And these are a lot of things that people use for escape. So what have you done, Steve, to kind of? I know you're a busy man, but what do you do to kind of? I guess bodybuilding is one of them, but to kind of do something different than being at home all the time.
I think I'm on the lucky side of things because as it turns out, I'm reopening a business, right? So
Right.
I'm just extremely busy.
Oh yeah.
So I've been working around the clock. So in that sense, while I am busy as like a crazy person, it's been helpful for my sanity during this. So
Right.
but I know with with my family who they're home during the summertime, it's been hard on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Trapped at home.
Yeah.
Can't do anything.
yeah, so I feel like I've been pretty lucky like throughout this whole thing, just because I've been busy. But
Yeah.
a lot of people didn't work. They're out of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got moms and dads with, stuck at home with their kids.
Yeah.
So
It's
summertime,
a significant change in the normal day to day for everybody because of what's been going on. And you see some people obviously change and adapt to it differently, but it's kind of that bend, don't break kind of a mentality. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of got to keep going with what we've got. So, well, dude, I mean, Steve, you're an interesting guy, man. I really, like I said, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Steve.
So awesome.
I can
Thank
tell you
Steve.
now, we plan on coming out and checking out the hot dog shop, and I know your burgers sound good too. Those were a new
I'm going to
addition.
do a burger,
correct?
I think.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
The burgers were a new addition. It was
Yeah.
originally just hot
I
dogs.
think I'm going to do the burger. Yeah.
correct. Burger's been around for about 2 years. Yeah.
Okay.
And the macaroni, and now you're doing you got macaroni bowls too, correct?
Got the mac rolls. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know
can't wait
Mark's-
to get down there.
Mark's enjoying the
Salad.
Mac
There's a
bowl.
I think I
puddle of
gotta go.
drool. A puddle of drool.
That's great.
One of them
man.
burgers right
Also-
away.
Also, guys, don't forget July 2nd. They're playing at the Powerplex. Steve Ewing Band with the band Hounds opening the show.
Absolutely.
Blues
Absolutely.
Brothers afterwards. Link in the comments. Check it out. Those drive-in concerts are fun, man.
They are. Yeah. I mean, you were telling us about the one that you went. Steve, we got Nick went to Mark Rebellier.
If you know Mark
concert. Do you know
Rebellier.
Rebellier? Are you familiar with
Yeah.
The
him?
Loop Daddy.
The Loop Daddy, that guy is
Yeah.
wild, man. What's your thoughts on that guy?
That's some crazy shit.
He does.
He does some crazy shit, man. I saw him at a drive-in concert in Kansas City last week, and it was just a blast. So the vibe at a drive-in concert is you got to get there. You got to experience it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Is this going to be the first one
Turns
that
out
you've
it's
done?
actually a pretty cool experience,
Cool
right? Who
experience,
would have
man.
thought?
Yeah, it's like tailgating at a concert. I mean, it's awesome.
Who would have thought? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, is this your first one? Have you guys done this before?
This is our first one. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Everyone get out
They've
there.
gotten this group has gotten at this point really good at putting these shows on.
Sure.
So it's really well organized, and it's just real easy to do, and people are enjoying it.
Yeah,
That's great,
They're
man.
popping up left and right as the weeks go on too, so it's cool to see
Yep.
this still happening.
Yep.
Man.
Very cool.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, man. Like I said, I really appreciate you coming on, and we'd love to have you on again sometime if you're willing to talk with us, man. Because, like I said,
Yeah.
anything local St. Louis that's going on, or if anything comes up new that you got going on that you want people to know about,
Absolutely.
I mean, definitely let us know because we would
wanna
love to
help.
let everybody know for you.
We want to help. We want to support any way we can.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
everything you've done
Thanks,
to us, and all the times you've helped our eardrums explode with beautifulness.
Excitement.
We love the Urge.
Joy.
We love Steve Ewing, man.
Yes,
we
we
love you,
do.
bro.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you
Keep,
so much.
Keep
Thank
up the
you
good
so
work,
much,
man,
Steve.
and don't change, man. We really
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
You got it, guys.
All right, man.
Thanks,
Take care.
brother.
Steve.
Thanks, buddy.
Later.
Talk to you soon. Yep. Bye.
What a cool
Wow.
guy, man.
Very
What a cool guy.
Just awesome.
Awesome guy.
Steve Ewing from the Urge, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in with that. It was fun. I mean, let's kind of sit back and
Let's let that soak in
let
for a
that
minute.
soak in for a minute.
cool.
Nick, how do you feel about that, man?
You know,
I can tell that you were a little
That's
nervous
the same-
talking to him.
you
He's
get
the guy that you
stumbly.
kind of look
You
up
get
to.
stumbly. I'm not the one that's. I'm not necessarily great with words. If you haven't noticed, so I got a little stumbly there. But overall, just a lot of good questions I wanted to ask him and see his. I wanted to know what he was listening to today.
Well, yeah, and he was able to answer that. Well, he tried to answer that,
So
but he couldn't
I
think
helped
of the
him
name
out,
of the
and then
band.
he was.
Yeah.
You know, I set him on the. I heard his Earth, Wind, and Fire when he talked about that early funk. He listened to. I'm like, yeah, I got you, bro. This
Yeah.
is what you're listening to.
Yeah,
The Pride of
Wolfpack
St.
he
Louis,
brought up,
I mean,
Lettuce he brought up. He loves all that stuff.
yeah.
What a great dude.
I tell you,
St. Louis,
I
for
was
sure.
not surprised one bit to his reaction whenever I brought up the Bill Withers comment as well
Yeah.
too. Man, that was actually really cool. It was cool to see that it kind of hit home for him a little bit with losing him over because he was kind of an iconic guy in the music industry.
I don't know if I've ever seen an Urge show where they didn't play "Ain't No Sunshine." To be honest,
Really?
with you.
Yeah.
That's in his voice. And his
Mike
voice.
Wagner says he needs a cigarette now.
Roll over and smoke you a cig, buddy. That was good.
Matt Jacobs Meyer says someone needs to check Nick's shorts. And Kim,
Yeah, they're off. If
Kim-
anyone's
Kim-
wondering,
I'm sitting on a toilet.
where are they
Kim
on my
enjoyed the
leg?
show as well too.
Did we set that up early on purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah, very
It was
good
awesome.
time.
No, it was
Awesome
cool,
having Steve
man.
on.
Thanks for
Well, I
getting
mean,
hooked up there too, and
well, it's what we're about. We enjoy kind of spreading the local news and anybody that's from this area. I mean, I think that's right up our alley as far as what
Absolutely.
we're trying to go after too. So, who knows? Maybe we'll have some other tricks up our sleeves and some more interviews coming up soon. I know
we might
do.
have some already.
We have
Maybe.
we have
Yeah.
another show coming up Monday,
Yeah.
which will be just kind of our regular show, but maybe we'll have an announcement for that. I'm actually going on a vacation coming up.
so have a little time off.
We'll take
here
a little bit of
after
a
Monday's
breaky.
show.
Breaky
Me and Nick
break.
are both going to be out of town, so we're going to take a little break, and then we'll get right back at it as soon as I get back from Florida, and we'll have a good time with it, man. I got to tell you, though, I had a good time opening up those cards tonight too. Some
Wasn't
of
that
those
fun?
some of those cards that you see there, you remember opening up as a kid.
As a kid.
The names
was good.
are
Or
that.
maybe
This
you-
Cujo card brought me back instantly. I
that brings
put
you back.
paper over this and traced this 9 million times. Literally, I'm not joking. I loved this card so much.
Man,
a very good one.
I remember opening up or splitting a set with like my brother, and then you'd always get the cards that he wanted, and he'd get the cards you wanted, and then
Right.
You trade.
someone always asks for more, and you're like, "Come on, man, you got to bend a little bit on this."
I wanted that.
I'm giving you my Wayne Gretzky hollow card here, and you're wanting a Lemieux and a come on now, let's be serious here,
Trading stuff led to a lot of animosity
want a
back
Stu
in childhood
Barnes?
days.
right?
Come on now.
Right. What was the one guy's name earlier we didn't know of? Hubie.
Hubie McDonough.
You want
Wow, you remember that.
Hubie McDonough? Fantastic.
Look up his career.
I told him right after he did. I'm like, who the hell was that?
Hilarious that his picture was a goal celebration. It's old legal.
Matt Jacobs Meyer says, Kyle, I'm thinking you need to do a show from the beach. Who knows? Maybe I'll go live from the beach for
You
you,
can
guys.
fly with all this stuff, can't you?
I know.
Yeah.
You just bring it all.
Throw
with
this in your bag.
I'll definitely do
Bring
a
it all with
crude
you. What the
recording at
hell?
that point, maybe with just some headphones or something, and
Right.
I'll go live whenever I'm down there because I'm definitely not bringing all this with me. Although I could. Well, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, you could.
It's up in the air. We'll see.
Put that bug in his ear. It might happen.
But some things that we're going to talk about on Monday, we're going to dabble and we're going to give it a little more time because we're not 100% sure if
Uh-oh.
baseball's really back.
I don't still. don't
Maybe I
believe
knew
it.
something you didn't.
Oh, really?
I still don't really believe it.
Really?
Because that was the first time I actually had hope.
I
The
mean,
last show we had.
it was the first time that you had hope. I just am curious as to see what kind of season that we get from the MLB, considering if we start back up and there's cases of COVID that spike.
They already are.
It's going
Right.
like they're shutting down already, and it's not gonna be a thing. So
They're talking that fans aren't ruled out yet for Busch.
I heard
Busch Stadium. I
I
heard that
read
today.
interesting.
It said fans probably won't be allowed, but I thought that was a 100% guarantee that they weren't. So
We'll see.
We'll see.
I mean,
There's
that-
a lot to find
is
out.
Is there hope that we
Stay
will be
tuned.
able to attend an actual baseball game this year?
I'll go.
I mean,
go.
you can't attend a hockey game? though.
I'll have a $12 beer and smile while I'm there.
Yeah, that's. They meant to tell you that they're going to be making up for the losses.
Beers are
That'll be
20.
Beer.
that'll be $22.
Here's a
actually.
20. Sorry.
$22 beer night. Thank you
Gotcha.
very much.
It's 2020, baby.
But all right, well, hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. It was fun. I had a good time talking with Steve. I had a good time opening up some cards and going back
times.
down memory lane.
God, being a kid
So,
all over again.
look forward to doing the next show. Keep an eye out for it, guys. We will absolutely put out some more messages and let you know whenever we're going live next.
You know
Absolutely.
it. We love you
Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
Bye,
and,
guys.
We'll see you soon.
Take care of
Later.
yourselves.